Bibby will try again.
James, recognizing nobody's there, has an appointment with the basketball and finishes it emphatically.
Hoops fans, I hope you guys have been having a lovely playoff atmosphere. And I mean, it's been wonderful. You can hear Teddy laughing and smiling in the back. Of course, his team is still in the playoffs. For us, that's how our team's out of the playoffs. It's more difficult watching, but we'll still enjoy elite hoops. My name is Slimo. Of course, I'm here with Teddy, the two guys for the Put Back Show. We are back again for another difficult conversation, for a confusing conversation actually, because we didn't expect this to happen. Look, you could say that you knew that the Timberwolves were a good team, but did you expect them to be this good, to be up to against the defending champions? Well, that's the conversation on the chopping block. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is the Put Back Show, and here we go. After two serious games against the Denver Nuggets
in Mile High.
That's the
cherry
mind blowing
on top
aspect, and I mean it's crazy what they've done so far.
So, and I said this on Twitter Space yesterday that this Nuggets team, if you've actually been following them during the Lakers series, you know that this is not the best Nuggets team we've seen in this playoffs, because they've always trailed. Against the Lakers, they were always trailing, and they come back from something down, maybe a down 10, down 20, down 30, down, like they are always trailing before they win. So in a hypothetical, let's say the Lakers were a good team or they were scoring better, they could have won that series, because Nuggets don't have scoring from the bench, and it's so sad, because when the main squads are not scoring, no one is coming off the bench to score for them. I think yesterday the only person was Justin Holiday. He was the only person. Watson was not scoring. Christian Brown wasn't scoring. Wasn't giving anything on defense. Maybe Watson was giving defense, but that was it. Reggie Jackson wasn't able to give his first game magic. The second game he got hurt and he was out. So Mario was stuck in the game, frustrated, still stuck in the game, and it was too much.
I mean, we could definitely speak about the Denver Nuggets and see, going into the NBA playoffs, people view their offense as maybe behind Boston as one of the best.
Yeah.
And to be stifled, I mean, their starting five is literally one of the best in the NBA.
True.
But this is where you'd look on the Minnesota Timberwolves and see their defense the regular season was not a fluke at all. I mean, people slept on it a bit. We did know that they were one of the best defenses, but people slept on it and felt like, okay, because their offense will crumble a bit, maybe their defense might struggle. But that has not been the case at all. I mean, picking up Jamal Murray full court. In fact, they even picked Nikola Jokic up full court. Nas Reed is like on him literally the whole time. It kind of feels like at this point they could literally be swept. Like it's a possibility that Denver Nuggets could be swept.
They've taken two already in Mile High, where you had support, where you had your people shouting for and screaming for you. Now you are going back to their home. There's no support for you. Everything is Minnesota. Everyone is shouting Minnesota now. All the odds are against you. Going back to Timberwolves, going back to their home. There's no way. If they give away game 3,
I think the sweep is coming. I mean, and the Timberwolves don't lose too many games at Target Center.
True.
That is where, like, of course, they'd like to defend home court. But I did like the fact that you spoke about scoring from the bench and impact from the bench. When you look at the Timberwolves, yesterday I was so impressed with Nikola Alexander-Walker and Nas Reed. The efforts they brought on from the bench. And slow-mo, I mean, come on.
Slow-mo for a reason.
He was just crazy for them. The impact that the bench has, I think, is incredible. But before the series even started, I think we did have a conversation about it, about the X factor, and a lot of people saw it. And who has the bigger mismatch?
True.
You kind of feel like it's Karl Anthony Towns.
It's Karl Anthony Towns.
Every single time he has the ball, you kind of feel like he has a mismatch.
Always.
He's shooting over Jamal Murray. He's shooting over Michael Porter Jr. He's shooting over Aaron Gordon.
Even in the Sun series, he was always no one could match
like
up
literally
to him.
match up with him.
No one. And one thing the Nuggets did, which was crazy, was they didn't keep one guy on Jokic. They kept switching. So at first it was Nas Reed, then they brought Anderson. Then at a point, Karl Anthony Towns was there. When they kept switching. So once you figure out we are switching, and another thing they did, that 45 cuts Aaron Gordon does, it was taken away. Wherever he goes, they follow him. wherever they go, wherever he is, they
And
follow him.
you could see that in that game, Aaron Gordon actually shot well from 3.
Yeah.
That is
They
where
allowed him.
those cuts,
Yes.
because they were preventing from coming to the baseline. So okay, you
Shoot.
take the 3, we'll accept.
Out
it
of
because
5, you
we
make
know,
2.
You make like 2. We know that you're not a great shooter. So
Yes.
getting you a high percentage shot at the rim, we don't like that.
No,
We
no.
prefer you taking the 3, and that's how come he was wide open
Yeah.
most of the times. Aaron Gordon definitely not the best of 3-point
No.
shooters, but them being able to do that. Now we have to speak about Jamal Murray and his struggles. Some are blaming it on him actually having injuries.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the Laker series, Michael Malone was even thanking him that he was playing through injury in, I think, game 4 or 5. And you could see, like, you can feel like he's not himself. Maybe the defense is just too much.
Too
for him,
much,
because
true.
Nikola Alexander-Walker and JD McDaniels have
too
played
much, yeah.
excellent defense. But Jamal Murray feels hobbled a bit. He's not himself. And we've not got that second scoring punch
Yeah.
to kind of partner with Jokic a bit. I think yesterday Jokic was, what, 5 for 13?
5 for 13.
That is, like,
The worst of the worst.
yeah, like that's not the Nikola Jokic we know. And then now, I think my biggest problem for the Denver Nuggets is Nikola Jokic's defense. This is probably
So
the
glaring.
first time that he's been tested,
Very.
and his rim protection has been
tested.
asked with a lot of questions.
Very.
We are seeing Anthony Edwards put pressure on the rim. We are seeing Karl Anthony Towns put pressure on the rim. Mike Conley, like every single person is going to the rim,
Everyone is
believing
testing
that they
him.
can actually make shots. And mind you, game 1 there was Rudy Gobert. Game 2,
They're
no
not
Rudy
really Gobert. And you see, one funny thing is because of that X factor, Karl Anthony Towns, now AG has to space, has to go to the other side, has to
Because,
go all
yeah,
the
yeah.
way. And now it's just Nikola Jokic in the
who
paint.
have to defend the rim.
And it's never been that way.
That
It's
is-
always him and AG. So AG is in front. He's like the help defender. Always he's like the help defender. He's not like the rim protector we know of. He always has help, but now it's only him, and they are attacking
Nikola
and
Jokic
getting the
is like,
point.
you kind of feel like the Minnesota Timberwolves were built to beat the Denver Nuggets.
Two built
Like they match them boot for boot. Let's look at what the Denver Nuggets like to do. Nikola Jokic, when he's coming and trying to get his buckets, they've got big guys who can deal with him, and Karl Anthony Towns, and then Rudy Gobert. Of
Gobert.
course. And of course, you go to their second option,
Goodness.
Jamal Murray. They can pick him from half court, make life
so
so
sad.
difficult for him. Like it was kind of miserable watching, and I know a lot of Laker fans are smiling, they're happy about it, but this is what you guys should have been doing to them. You
True.
lead and then build on the lead, play like incredible defense on them, and the Denver Nuggets are struggling at this point. Do you
Very
feel like
much.
there's a way back for them?
If they should just take game 3 and build from there, and just build from there, because the only way to win the series is to win a game. Just win the next game, because if you give
But
away,
wait, if they lose game 3
It's
and they
the-
win game 4,
they are done. If you, no,
because you just said it's to win a game.
No,
but it matters which game they win.
I'm more concerned about confidence, because now when you watch
looks like the
yesterday,
confidence-
there was no confidence in them. It was just frustration. They were just frustrated. The whole team, even KCP, was frustrated. Everyone was frustrated, and Minnesota just kept just hitting them, and there was no. And shout out to Coach Finch. Shout out to Coach Finch. He outcoached Coach Malone all the way.
And I think Coach Malone, he actually accepted that fact in the press conference as well. He did see it.
He counted everything. Everything. Transition defense, Timberwolves were okay with it. Maybe cross matches. If it's not your guy, just stay with him, because help will come. Those screen navigations, because we know when you leave Jamal Murray off the screen, he can shoot the 3, he can get into this mid range. They were fighting over screens, fighting over under screens, shooting gaps, like anything in the defensive book, they were doing it. And Chris Finch, like amazing. I know the next coach is one of the best.
Tom Thibodeau,
Tom
yeah.
Thibodeau is one of the best defensive coaches, but no, I've not seen this kind of defense in the league.
Yeah,
Honestly.
it's literally like one of the best defensive performances we've seen in the playoffs. Like to hold the defending champs to 80 points. Nah, but going forward in the series, I'll still give respect to the defending champs. They are
True.
defending champs for
For
a
a
reason.
reason, true.
I don't think they'll be swept. Possibly they might get one game.
One,
I feel
yeah.
like the series is done. And we've just got to accept the fact that, hey, maybe the Timberwolves are just better than them this year. But the whole of the time, we haven't spoken about possibly the best player in the series, Anthony Edwards. Like, this guy's leap is just insane. He's like, what, he's 22
22.
and doing this. He reminds me of Jason Tatum. like in his early years,
Yeah.
going to the Eastern Conference Finals back then with
Against LeBron, yeah.
and stuff like that. So I think this leap is just incredible. Now we'll be hearing more and more and more Jordan comparisons. It's just going to be crazy.
And one thing, if he's able to win it this year,
Yeah, we're going to be having some harsh conversations.
It's going to be crazy for Luka, for Devin Booker, for Jason Tatum, for Shea Alexander, for like a whole lot of
like the new that is coming.
The new group that is coming is going to be a hard conversation for, because at 22, if he's able to do this and win, oh, we are done. Like the conversation is done.
Well, we might have more MJ comparisons. What do you guys think in the chat? Are Minnesota sweeping the Denver Nuggets, or are the Nuggets going to make history? Stay tuned to the Putback Show, of course, for all your NBA and basketball stuff. My name is Slimo. Teddy and I did this thing. Hopefully, you guys will get more content from us. Kindly subscribe to the channel. Peace out.